As officers continued their search, they looked for the weapon used in the killings. Given the nature of the injuries, investigators believed a sharp, heavy instrument had been used. Every room, closet, and storage area was examined. Several tools were found in the basement, including hatchets and axes commonly used for household work. One hatchet, with a broken handle, attracted particular attention because it appeared capable of inflicting the injuries described by medical examiners. However, proving whether it had actually been used in the murders was far more difficult. Forensic science in 1892 was still in its early stages. Investigators had no access to DNA analysis, fingerprint databases, or many of the scientific techniques relied upon today. The clothing worn by members of the household also became an important focus of the investigation. Detectives searched for bloodstains that might connect someone to the murders. Surprisingly, they found no obvious signs of blood on the clothes Lizzie was wearing when officers arrived. Considering the violence of the attacks, investigators debated whether an attacker could have avoided being heavily stained with blood. This question would later become one of the most fiercely debated aspects of the case. As word of the murders spread, newspapers across Massachusetts rushed reporters to Fall River. Daily articles described every new development, often mixing verified information with rumor and speculation. The public became captivated by the mystery. Some readers believed an unknown intruder had entered the house. Others suspected someone much closer to the victims. Police also explored the possibility that Andrew Borden's business dealings had created enemies. As a successful businessman, he had been involved in financial transactions and property disputes over many years. Detectives questioned acquaintances and reviewed recent disagreements, searching for anyone who might have wished him harm. Despite these efforts, no clear suspect from outside the family emerged. Investigators also learned that tensions had existed within the Borden household. Witnesses described disagreements involving family property and inheritance. While such disputes were not uncommon, detectives considered whether these conflicts might provide a possible motive. At the same time, they remained cautious. Personal disagreements alone were not evidence of murder. In the days following the killings, officers continued interviewing neighbors, friends, and anyone who might have seen unusual activity near the house. Some witnesses recalled unfamiliar individuals in the neighborhood, while others reported seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Many accounts conflicted with one another, making it difficult to separate reliable observations from mistaken memories. One event soon attracted particular attention. A witness later reported seeing Lizzie burn a dress several days after the murders. According to testimony, Lizzie explained that the dress had been stained with paint and was no longer useful. Investigators wondered whether the garment might instead have contained evidence connected to the killings. The incident quickly became one of the most discussed pieces of testimony in the case, though its significance remained a matter of dispute. As the investigation progressed, suspicion increasingly centered on Lizzie Borden. Detectives believed that her statements contained inconsistencies and questioned whether her account accurately explained her movements during the critical period when both victims were killed. Still, the evidence remained largely circumstantial. No eyewitness had seen the murders take place, and no direct physical evidence conclusively identified the killer. Public opinion became sharply divided. Some believed Lizzie could never have committed such brutal crimes, pointing to her reputation as a respectable church-going woman. Others argued that investigators were following the evidence wherever it led, regardless of social expectations. The debate spread far beyond Fall River, capturing the attention of readers across the United States. As police reviewed the growing body of evidence, they reached a decision that would change the course of the case forever. Lizzie Borden was arrested and charged with the murders of her father, Andrew Borden, and her stepmother, Abby Borden. The announcement shocked the nation. Never before had a woman of her social standing faced accusations in a case that had already become one of America's most closely watched criminal investigations. The stage was now set for a trial that would draw enormous public attention, challenge the investigative methods of its time, and leave behind questions that